Hi there guys, just going to do a quick little video on buying a used chainsaw. I generally like to pick up second-hand Stihls and Husqvarnas and whatever else I can get. I mean, there's a few saws around my shop in general, so but picked this little guy up today. I just started it and run it. We're going to see what it's like. I can tell you now just by looking at it, he's sharpened the chain with one of those cheap drop saw type electric sharpeners. He's tried to clean it, but done a pretty horrible job. It's been in a fairly dusty environment. Advanced gardening. All in all, it doesn't look too bad. A giveaway that you look at is the muffler's quite rusty, so she's done a little bit of work, but when you look around the saw in general, you know, there's a little bit of water damage on the fins in there. I'm gonna quickly pull the plug and that out of it and do a compression test on it and see how it fires up, and then we're going to check the cylinder. It does start and run, does not like to idle. That could be an adjustment screw, nothing too major. I mean, the bar and chain's worn out, sprocket's probably worn out, but all of those parts aren't super expensive, and they're a great medium size sort of saw. I mean, I've got a 23 over there, it's an absolute gem. I've got a 260, it's also a great saw, and this is just a little bit up from the 170, 180 mark, and it's a, you know, a nice little saw. Put a 16-inch bar, full chisel chain, and you know, they go great. So, you know, back in a sec. Just popped the cover off, pulled off the thing. She's a bit wet looking in there. Went to put the spark plug spanner on, and spark plug's not even tight. Like, not even close. But so I'll nip that up again, and I'll give it a pull and see how she goes. I'll give her a quick pull now the plug's tight. So it does have a little bit more compression. She doesn't want to idle again. So yeah. Anyway, we'll give her a compression test, eh? A bit dark, it's quite warm. Just give me a little compression tester, nothing flash. The little 023 over there sits just on the 100 mark. It's got the rings and that in that are actually really good, so we'll see how this one goes. Now, put the gauge up there, wide open throttle, and give it a whole bunch of pulls. We get an astounding 75 on the money. Alright, so that's obviously not good, and so that tells me that being an advanced garden saw, I'd say it's had some bad fuel in it. So what I like to do is grab a syringe, just put a dash, pull that, shoot a bit of two-stroke oil in there, give it a whirl around. This will tell me the compression comes right up now. Tells me that the rings are probably had it. The quickest and easiest way to tell on a saw is not compression testing it, is to just take the muffler off. But we'll do that. Got the quick pulls again. We're sitting at 75 again, so I'd say our rings are completely shot. Take them off. Little magnetic tray. Drop all your smalls in. Alright. What do we reckon? You look down here at the saw. Oh, look at those girls. What's the term you use? Ridden hard and putting away wet a lot. And it still runs, but I have to show you. So, looks like we're going to put an engine in this guy. So, be aware when you buy saws. So the next step is obviously a bit of a tear down now. I like to tear them down, put all the little nuts and bolts and stuff in there. Because this saw's going to be apart for a little while, I'm going to take all of the muffler bolts off, put it back together and drop it in this grey tub with a lot of the other parts. I'm going to completely strip the saw down to its almost last nut and bolt, clean it, inspect it, look what needs fixing, fix it. I mean, there's a tray of parts sitting just there from the last saw that I did, and some spare bits. So, okay, time-lapse montage. Yeah, so she's never been apart. That side is definitely very scored. So let's open her up. Exciting part, right? Oh, the rings aren't stuck, but I'll tell you now, there's some nice deep scores. The rod itself is in pretty good nick. And the barrel itself, he's actually got some marks in it, but there's no deep. Oh, there is there, on the front of the exhaust port. Right where they always get it, on the far side. That's the opposite side to the fan. The fan sits over here, so your fan sits there. This side is always the side that you get the scoring, because it's the last place cool. So what you do is you start your saw and you run it flat out as soon as possible, and it helps you make them. Makes them nice and fast too, actually. Alright. New engine o'clock time. should be fun. See you on part 2. Assembly.